Definitely more grateful for my coworkers, more grateful that I have, doctors that I can work with that will trust me with if I bring a concern to them, and then patients and families too, when they're understanding that, they're waiting a long time, but they know that we're doing the best to try to take care of them, and they verbalize that to us sometimes. We have a lot more to be grateful for sure.
As a photographer, I became curious as to what people looked like when they were in a sense or state of gratitude. And so I started asking my friends, will you sit and pose while I'm taking photos of you when you're in a state of gratitude? And it started out with just that curiosity. What does it look like? And then I started to realize that people are grateful for many, many of the same things.
We're grateful for our health. We're grateful for our family. We're grateful for love. And I started thinking about the division in our world today. And I wondered if maybe the Gratitude Project might be able to help build bridges between people, communities. But, I have people in my life that are extroverts, and this pandemic has been really, really hard on them emotionally. And so some days for those folks, it's hard to get um, a minute of gratitude. I expect to see more grief on a person's face right now than I would have in the past. The last 5 or 6 people I've actually photographed, it's actually um, been more joyful than I expected.
My mother, she passed away from COVID in the beginning of the pandemic. Almost when we were pretty much just finding out the precautions and what's needed. So my mom passed away last year in May, and she was sick for 3 weeks on a ventilator. So she fought for her life for 3 weeks. We weren't able to have a real funeral for my mom. We only were able to have 25 people come. The life that she led, I don't feel that that she had a home going. I'm grateful that my family took the precautions that was needed so we can continue to have our families and have gatherings. So sometimes I guess I took a lot of that for granted. Like, oh, well, I'll just see them next time. But now you might not see someone next time. I have gratitude for people who bask, especially when I see the elderly still wearing their mask, because you see so many people in out in the community now that not wearing their mask. But when I see the elderly, because they're the ones that were so vulnerable for this.
We started doing our food distribution, everybody was masked, and just giving people a sense of coming out, coming together, during a time that was challenging. But we definitely seen a lot of people relieved to be able to get out, whether it was, the parking lot services, or even to come up and to volunteer outside for some food distribution. And so during the time of when it was even at its height, I was so boots on the ground to where it gave me a greater gratitude to be able to be out and do things that would assist people. So that was a greater gratitude for me, because so many people were being challenged, of course. And even though that I was out amongst people and delivering food and water, I didn't get sick. I'm so grateful for that. I stayed healthy. I'm so grateful that those in my family who, unfortunately contracted the virus still did not succumb to it. I'm grateful that during this time, I was able to be used to help people who was in a dire need. So it gave me such a joy and such an appreciation of being a servant and to serve people during a time when it was needed the most.
I would say just recognizing that we have to be intentional about figuring out how to get back to who we are, and respect COVID at the same time.